Hi, my name is Terri Giles-Exum, and in 2002 I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And after injuring my shoulder, I went to my physical therapist, Jackie King, and that's how we met. And Jackie, what was one of the first things you noticed about me when I first came into your office?
You're very weak, you had a lot of muscle wasting, and you just looked so fatigued.
I met Terri about 12 years ago in 2005, 2006, when she was suffering from rheumatoid arthritis. It's an inflammatory arthritis characterized as autoimmune. And at that time, she was having a lot of swelling in both her elbows and wrists, and I believe some in the knee at that time.
When I first got into evaluating her, she had lost about 50% of the range of motion of her shoulders and neck. And she was very weak. She couldn't even lift a 2-pound weight.
I couldn't do half the exercises she asked me to do. They were just too painful.
And not only did I see a problem with her neck and shoulders, but if I would touch her wrist, or she would have to get up and down on the table with her knees were flared up in her wrists.
Yes, it was pretty much everywhere. The arthritis really had a hold of me.
At that time, she was coming in twice a week, and we were floundering at that time. We were helping her with pain management, but we were not really seeing a lot of healing at that point. She was, the elbow was giving her much pain. It stayed severely inflamed. 10 being on the scale of worst and 0 being the least. She hovered around an 8, 8.5, and times we could see her at a 6 on the good weeks, but most of the time it was high, 8.5, 9, and she was not living a quality of life and very unhappy at that time.
But I was bound and determined I was going to find the answer. And
yes, you were.
Right, and I never gave up hope. I never felt like I was in a place like I would never be healed again, because I just knew I was going to be, because I would continue to seek until I found. And I did. And
you spent a lot of time. Terri spent so much time in studying about diet and exercise, alternative medicines, reducing her stress, and turning to God for help.
Absolutely, that was the game changer. That was the absolute game changer, and I learned how to get out of my own way and allow Jesus to heal me.
I think I would describe it as she was in a place of just some real desperation for God, and she was somebody, as we see in the Bible many times, that says, Jesus asks, "What do you want?" And she heard that voice, and she said, "This is what I want." And he said, "Okay." And I was privileged to be part of it. I was really just an actor in the story. She grabbed me and said, "Hey, I want you to pray for me, because this is what I think the Lord wants to do." And so for me, it was like, oh, I get to be part of this. And but it was really her and the Lord that initiated the whole thing. And but it was awesome to be able to be there with her, praying with her. And then, the next few days to get responses from her. And she said, "Wow, this has happened, and my life's never been like this, and this is a change." And, and then the story for me began to unfold for what had happened.
I did find a holistic doctor here, and he taught me the art of deep meditation, going inside myself as described in the Bible. And I really went into it just from a medical context, because I knew that's how it had been used prior to this. I had no idea it was going to be the profoundly spiritual experience it turned into, which just changed everything. I mean, I went inside, and the kingdom of God really does reside within us, and Jesus was right there waiting for me. And he showed me how I'd become sick, and he told me what I needed to do to become well, and I followed what he told me, and here I am, restored, whole again. And you're a witness to that, because you've seen me in both states.
She has no signs or symptoms of the disease. She's healthy, energetic, and she don't look frail anymore.
No.
And some people experience miracles, others don't. But for all of us, the invitation is there. And so the experience that Terri had, I think, is it's somebody that saw that and said, my Christianity, my faith, my God is more than just a book and just a meeting place, just an organization, just a formality. For her, it was, this is my life. This is something that I'm reading, and I want to close this book, and then I want to invite it and invite him, the God of this book, to come into my life in this way. And it happened. And I think God honors the faith of people that come to him in that way. And this miracle is just, it's part of that. It's part of just really the normative sorts of things that God does.
One thing I've always known about Terri, she is very intuitive. She understands people, and when she makes her mind up to do something and does her research, then the sky's the limit. And she put all the eggs in the right basket and put a lot of effort behind it, and this is what she's received, which is wonderful.
Because I know what it's like to be just taken down with a disease and to lose all your strength, and you look at your body in the mirror and don't even recognize it. That's a very sad place to be. It's an awful place to be. And my goal is to share this healing, the path of healing, with others so they can be restored as well. And that's my mission. That is how I want to spend the rest of my life. I knew I could be made whole again, and I was. Because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.